Welcome back to Third Phase of Moon. Blake Cousins here. We got a special report for you tonight, so let's buckle up right now and forget the intro and just start it off with the latest UFO sightings right in to Third Phase of Moon. All right, let's take a look at this again. Could this be the best UFO footage, whatever the heck you want to call it, captured on video? We're looking at it, and it is pretty clear. Clearer than some of the UAP footage coming in from the military. Let's just put it that way. Brett, what's your thoughts on this?
Yeah, it's pretty damn cool. You brought up the brightness and contrast, and I've been seeing this kind of floating around on the net. This is the best quality I've seen so far. You could actually see that UFO actually go behind the clouds at that certain point. This is amazing. Now, here's a good close-up of this. Incredible. What in the world are we looking at, people? I'm pretty stoked and pumped tonight to be sharing this with you. Is this the breaking news we've been waiting for?
Yeah, it's hard to tell, man. I'm looking at it, Brent, and could it be manipulated? Right now, I'm speculating that it may be, but at the moment, the signatures behind this with the refraction of lights coming off from the FAA lights, the anti-collision lights, seems to be proper, and the movement really matches up.
All right, this is really interesting to me because we see this object and a little bit out of focus, but there's something strange going on here, and I'm not quite sure what I'm looking at. Is this a reflection? Watch this. Here are some stills of the last 10 frames or so, and you can see, I think it's like every 2 or 3 seconds it goes to the next one. You can see how it's disappearing. And, somebody's holding a camera, the plane's moving at 500 miles an hour. There's, a lot of stuff going on just for this object. But with these great images that we're seeing where an object looks like it's disappearing or taking off out of sight and it's shrinking as it goes away in the distance, I'm not sold on it because I've seen so many things that look similar but were reflections. And here's a strange anomaly. As the object is in its last 2 frames before we see it leave, there's a reflection, or I don't know if it's another object, but is it reflecting from inside the plane? Some sort of illusion. Is somebody with a light, a pen light on a back wall? I don't know. Why would there be 2 points of light there? Is it reflecting off the high cirrus clouds, the object? I'm not sure. Is it a CGI mistake in editing? Did they forgot to take that out? We may never know. But that's what we try to do. We're not experts, but we're pretty darn good at looking at videos. And here it is back in its normal playback. We do our best. Now, did you see that little reflection from the flashing light, the FAA light? I have a still that I'm going to put right here and take a look. Look at this. Isn't that weird? I just took the image and captured it. The Tic Tac is on the right, and the other object is the reflection from the flash off the window. Almost looks like it's out there flying around with the Tic Tac. It isn't, but that just shows you could be tricked very easily. And the way that disappears looks pretty cool. It is shrinking in size. It does look legit. I have a feeling we may be we may not know the answer to this, but I think there's some foul play going on. It's too good to be true, and when it is, you know the answer. But I love it because I'll never know, and it looks great. It looks like a Tic Tac.
¿Quién sabe qué es eso? ¿Saben qué es eso?
Como bajando.
A ver, voy a grabar mejor porque no sé qué es eso. ¿Qué concha es eso?
Con el mío sí se alcanza a ver bien, güey. Ahorita se los paso. Sí, güey. Sí, sí es una nave. A huevo hay que tomarnos el día. No mames, si... No mames, güey. Ya nos llevó la verga. No, pues nadie.
Pues nadie, pero es que hasta parece como una estrella de... No, y ya para dejarse ver, porque sí me explico, mira. A huevo, es una nave.
No, sí le valió verga,
Pues de dónde nos empezó a ver que estábamos moviendo tanto sobre hoy, mira, como dicen, para que me vean.
¿Y por qué ya bajó más? Bueno, llegó un avión que decía, ¿sabes?
Porque no es un globo, ¿verdad? No, no es un globo. Imagínate, fíjate toda la estructura que tiene alrededor, mira. Sí se ve puro metal, mira.
And you could hear from the eyewitnesses and see the multiple cameras shooting this object in the sky. It's pretty cool. And if you're driving along, your back streets or in a small town and you look up in the sky sometimes, you might notice something. So guys, if you're out there, even in broad daylight, always look up and look for the phenomenon. And that's what these people did. They pulled out their cell phones, they pulled over on the side of the road, and they're just stunned of what they're seeing right now. And I'm digging this footage. Again, a close-up. This isn't CGI, guys. Like we said, we're trying to bring you the real footage. Brett, what's your thoughts on this?
Look at that thing. It's pretty high up there. And then we get a good close-up of this. And it's pretty cool. The people on the ground are capturing a phenomenon. You can see these kind of spikes and undulations, nodules popping out of this unidentified craft, if that's what it is. South America has their ways of creating balloons that may look like this, but Some people might say this is something that looks almost biological. People have mentioned that on Third Phase of Moon. Are there actually living things in the sky? This one's pretty weird. I like it. And it's unidentified. We don't know what it is.
Yeah, and look at this. Another angle right here from, again, multiple eyewitnesses. It really got their attention, and I think it'd get my attention as well to start pointing my camera at it. Whether you think this is just simply a balloon with helium, then why is it getting everybody's attention here? Everybody's kind of tripping out on it. This is something kind of bizarre, and I like the way it remains very stationary. It's not undulating or rolling over in the wind. It's pretty static in the air, and that gives some gravitas to it, that there's some weight behind this. It has a metallic sheen. Is this some kind of new technology in regards to drone surveillance? They want to keep it quiet. They don't want to have the sounds of blades disturbing the wind, beehive sounds from these drones. They want to remain stealth. And if this were some kind of surveillance drone, would be the perfect way to look down upon us without any kind of indication of sound. What is the propulsion? Is the big question, right?
Yeah, we're looking at this thing. It hasn't bobbed or wavered in any way. I've been looking at this thing for just the past 20 seconds. This thing's remaining static. Like you say, it looks like it's almost under control.
These are getting really popular in the last 6 months, maybe a year, that, well, in Mexico and Brazil and, those parts of the world, Venezuela, they see a lot of these. Sao Paulo, right? There's just these pinwheel, kaleidoscope, spooky wheel-like Ezekiel in the sky spinning and gyroscoping. It is a very strange looking UFO, and I don't understand why a UFO would look like this. But they do, and they have. If you go through history and look at the depictions of what they said they saw in the sky, and you can't deny that these things are very, very similar. Look at this. I don't know if there's anyone piloting it. Why would it look like that? I would think that if that was an alien UFO technology, I would think this object here is taking weather and environmental data. That's what I think it looks like. With all the arms, those are all the sensors of the object. And for all I know, that could be man-made. And who's going to rule out that it could be a balloon? You can't rule it out. But we're going to look at some things here in this video that are very odd for an object like this to be a balloon. As you can see, it isn't moving. And I think it was Blake who said that thing is static. It isn't moving. Here's some close-ups. And I believe, 60% slower, 80% zoom. Watch the object here. It looks like, ball and jacks. It looks like one of those things you would pick up. The jacks, I guess. It is changing shape, but it's the cameraman that's going out of focus and then going back into focus. But every time he seemingly goes out and goes back in focus, the object changes its shape. And I don't know if that is a 3D thing or it's something that is just the way it looks, because it's a three-dimensional object seen with a very white background, the clouds. It is giving off, I think, a lot of what we see as the actual true shape of the object. But there it is. Look, it looks different. Looks like an eyeball with veins. Yeah, I think we have some weird shots coming up here. Look at that. It almost looks like a Chinese writing. Oh yeah, it looks like Chinese writing. Oh, what if they're, I don't know Chinese, but maybe that's a symbol in the sky from the aliens. I don't know. Look at how creepy that looks. That looks like a petroglyph. Oh, this is back to normal, I think. Look at that. What is this? How could that be a balloon? I've never seen a balloon in pieces like this. This is so strange. I think it's partial illusion, part reality. That isn't fair. This isn't fair. This is like that ball in that movie. Yes. No. Yes. What movie was that? That was the one where the kid flew the spaceship, right? Pretty wild stuff. Just watch this. It looks like an ink blot in the sky. Yeah, they cut out some edits here, you know, so you see all the references and how big it looks from other shots. Here we go. It's up there. It's about 500 feet, maybe 300 to 500 feet up. Not that high. Yeah, they were just driving. Yeah, it's real. Amazing stuff. We're just seeing these type of craft more and more in that part of the world. Why? Because it's more humid, tropical. I don't see them here in Florida. Maybe it's a balloon thing down there. Pretty cool though.
Did you see that? It's a quick one, and this is interesting footage that I just received moments ago, and I'm glad we're able to share it with you right here at Third Phase of Moon. This captured features something coming out of the Fraser River in British Columbia, Canada. What is it? And it rose up from the water so fast, I'm going to have to say it's not any kind of bird or drone. Could it be maybe a particle of some kind of flower or pollen, possibly, or maybe an insect? I think that this insect is a little high up there. It's not a bird, so I'm digging this footage, and again, we're watching it in slow motion right here. But let's just get into the regular speed here and watch this once again. Boom! That's moving super fast. Brent, quick thoughts before we get to the next video.
Yep, super stoked. We got the best UFO videos tonight. This thing's cooking. You could just see it come out of, really, you couldn't see where it popped out, but then it just created this speed unlike anything I've ever seen. Drones don't perform this way.
Having a drone myself, I have captured a couple of strange things, and they look like this. I've captured 2 balls that look like this. And I have seen many, many videos now over the last couple of years since drones have been very popular. These objects are going at drones. They're not afraid to show themselves. What I think is happening, we're seeing more of what we're not supposed to because of drones, obviously. But imagine how many of these balls have been floating around the whole time. There's cameras virtually everywhere where there's people now. You bet your bottom dollar we're going to see a lot more of these. Here's a close-up. What is it? I don't know. It's an orb. That's an orb. Is that a piece of dust? I don't know. That's it. Yeah, you're not alone in this game. Don't forget to thank Third Phase of Moon. Show your support and love. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And it's real easy. Don't forget to check out my show, Goof On. It's on every night at 7 p.m. right here on YouTube as well. I'm Rich Giordano for Goof On and Third Phase of Moon. Have a great night, everybody. See you next time.